Stepping into the box, Kyle Freeland. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Kyle Freeland.
Here comes the first pitch. That's popped up. And that'll get down for a base hit.
He came to play today. Not just only on the bump right there. He's throwing the ball well, but on the offensive side of the ball, he's able to contribute and help this offense put itself in position to score some more runs.
Standing in now, Charlie Blackmon. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Hayward giving chase. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
Now batting, shortstop, Trevor Story.
Settling in now, Trevor Story. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. First delivery to him on the way. A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. Hayward going back on it. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Stepping in, David Dahl. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the first pitch to him. Oh, and it falls as he can't make the play. And a good effort as he's able to stick with it and get the third out of the inning. The Rockies on a mere 4 pitches, and they hold a 7-0 lead. Now the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to second, and that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning. So in now for Chicago, Javier Baez. No hits to this point. Sends that one out of play for strike 1.
You can't allow this offense to get going right here. Leadoff man on doesn't kill us. Let's try and roll a double play right here. Let's execute a good pitch down and away. See if we can get a ground ball and rely on your defense a little bit.
Lifted in the air out to left. Dahl will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head back to first.
Up next for the Cubs, the third baseman.
Here's Chris Bryant now. It was a backwards K, a strikeout looking for him in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he failed to pull the bat off his shoulder in that one, Matty. Down on 3 pitches, pretty much a wasted AB. This has to be a better effort.
Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
I think he's pitched better than anyone really expected in this one. He's done a real nice job, but someone's going to make him pay if he puts too many more pitches in that location.
Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
He's really racked up the strikeouts in this one. And this guy's been victimized 3 times already today. He and this lineup are clearly having a really tough time picking him up.
Into the box, Kyle Schwarber, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. 1-1 to Schwarber.
You know, they finally get the leadoff runner on. It would be sad to watch him waste this opportunity. Somebody's got to come through with a base hit.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Castellanos leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. And he's got another one here. 12 punch-outs now in the ball game, and that'll end the inning. 1 left for the Cubs. They're down by a touchdown, 7-0. Digging in, Nolan Arenado. He'll have the first crack at it here as we start inning number 8.
Arenado.
First pitch of the at-bat. Drilled to the left side. And this is going to find its way into left for a base hit, and the leadoff man's aboard to start the 8th.
Hey, this guy's obviously seeing the ball right now. That's another hard hit single. 3 for 4 right there. He's looking super solid at the plate.
Murphy.
Into the box now, Daniel Murphy, as it's on the ground toward the hole. And that's by him into right field for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
The batter,
nice execution right there. Ball was down below the knees. He stayed through it and was able to drive it for a base hit.
In now, Ryan McMahon, as he swings and lifts it in the air out to left field. And that's going to fall for a base hit. And they're content to play station to station here as the bases are loaded now with still nobody out.
The batter.
Boy, Dero, we're looking at a big inning right here with that single. Bases are loaded, yet no runs have scored in this inning.
Yeah, and that's exactly what that pitcher wants you to think. You have to eliminate the noise, Dan. Just try and drive in the guy from third base. Don't put pressure on yourself that you have to get everyone in with one swing.
And the runner scores from third as they extend their lead. It's 8-0.
Yeah, man, hard to stay focused on the game when the score is this far out of hand, especially when you're on the losing side of it. Even as broadcasters, it can be a little bit challenging to stay fully dialed in.
Ready for another chance, number 58. And he's got ducks on the pond, as they say, looking to add to his team's already sizable lead. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. Boom goes the dynamite. So he promptly unloads the bases with that one, his second of the game, as the blowout continues. Well, they've got the elevate and celebrate thing working in this one, guys. That was their 4th big fly of the game.
Dan, I can only speak from my own past experiences. When the flags are blowing out, you want as many at-bats as you can, and that's exactly what's happened. This ball's jumping at
you. You know, D-Row, this is always a nightmare for a pitcher. Not only is this a good hitting ballpark, but the wind blows out on top of it. This is the last place you want to be a pitcher at.
Steve Cishek comes on to pitch now, hoping for better results than the other arms that they've run out there in this one.
The pitcher, Kyle Freeland.
Standing in now, Kyle Freeland, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
The 0-2 pitch. A bouncer up the middle. Throws in time, and that's at number 1.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Charlie Blackmon. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. First pitch on its way. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Castellanos has a beat on it, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. So striding in, Trevor Story. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat. There's a well-hit ball out to right center field. He takes the turn and heads for second. And he is into second with a 2-out double.
Up next for Colorado, the left fielder, David Dahl.
Now at the plate, David Dahl. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Hit in the air out toward left. Boy, and call off the Dogs already as this is down for extra bases. He's in at second safely, as also on the play a run comes across to score.
Wow, that's a baker's dozen. 13 runs right there, and they can't do anything wrong at the plate. I'm no expert, but I would have to bet that the manager would love to save some of those runs for the next game. Regardless, there's some happy men in that dugout.
Striding in once again, Nolan Arenado. He's set and the pitch, and he fouls this one off. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Oh, break out the tape measure. That one is long gone. Two-run shot to straightaway center. His second home run of the game as this lead got even wider.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel Murphy.
Into the box, Daniel Murphy. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. The 0-1 pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Schwarber is after it. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Big inning for him, though, as they bat around and score 8 times to open up this lead even further. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. The Rockies are out in front, 15-0. The next hub-up, Wilson Contreras. We're in the 8th now, and nothing's changed out there on the mound.
Well, I've been very impressed with how the starter's going about his business, Matt. He's looked really sharp, and it's hard to know if it's had any effect. But getting that early lead from his offense could have really helped settle him in.
And a fastball close, but ultimately ruled a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss as he ramps up on the fastball. 1-1. Who jumped the gun a bit on that swing, and he's down 1-2. The 1-2. High in the air out towards shallow right. Blackman has a play, looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
Now batting, second baseman, Ben Zobrist.
Digging in to try it again, Ben Zobrist. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. First pitch on its way. A ball and no strikes. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
Wow, that's what a veteran hitter will do, right? takes two really good pitches, both just missing the strike zone, and puts himself into a good 2-0 hitter's count.
And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out.
Well executed two-seamer on the outside corner that time, and that's what you'll get a lot of with that pitch. He rolled right over it.
At the plate, Jason Hayward. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. Way behind that pitch. It's 0-1.
0-1.
Fastball called for strike 2.
He's feeling it out there on the mound, just getting the ball and throwing it with a lot of confidence right now.
Hit out towards second. Backhanded. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Cubs are down in order. Start the bus. They're down 15-0. There's Joe Madden up out of the dugout now on his way to home plate, so it looks as though he's going to call for the double switch here. Rowan Wick enters now in a mop-up role as he'll try to keep the deficit right where it is.
Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 50. Now playing second base and batting 9. Number 27.
Striding into the box, Ryan McMahon. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Wick, a Canadian native. He was a 9th-round pick during the first-year player draft of 2012.
Hey, this guy's got a chance to be an absolute steal. Being drafted where he was, there are definite signs that he has a chance to make an impact at the big league level.
Taken high and deep to right. Castellanos going back at the track. And just short of a home run, this ball's off the wall. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
Now batting.
Talk about starting off the inning with a bang. Goodness, when this thing left the bat, I thought it was out of here, and I think he might have too. Only made it to the warning track, but he glides into second base with a leadoff double.
Stepping in now, Ian Desmond, as he lines it hard to the right side but out of play. So far 2 for 3 in this one. Comes set with the 0-1. Popped him up. Rizzo on the move. He's there and records the first out. Number 58 is going to have another crack at it here, and it's been a great offensive performance for him so far. This was back in the 8th, his second home run of the game, as he dearly loved to make it 3 right here. First offering on its way. And a good spot for that pitch as it's chopped foul. Here's the 0-1 pitch. To short, hit hard. Played on the backhand. On to first, and there were 2 down. Now at the plate, Kyle Freeland, and a chance now to increase his lead if he can deliver something here with 2 gone. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
He's going to need to shorten up and get that foot down a little bit earlier if he hopes to be catching up to that fastball.
Behind 0-2 now. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Hayward has a read on it, and that's the third out. So good work to put up the 0 after the 8-run outburst last time around. 9-1-2 scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 9th. Rockies lead this one 15-0. Here's Addison Russell starting things for his side in the 9th as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a fastball on the inner third taken for a strike.
Not a bad idea right there. Make this guy work and see if he can throw the ball over the plate. Throws the first pitch for a strike. They need to get some runners on base, and not a bad plan. Unfortunately, the pitcher came in with a strike on the first pitch.
As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now.
I'll tell you right now, this guy has a shutout going, and it's been all business. He's not messing around trying to pick at corners. He's being aggressive in the zone, and he's attacking each and every one of these hitters up to this point.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And they'll start the at-bat with a slider that didn't miss by a whole lot. It's ball 1.
And even though he's had some success against this guy in the ball game, he still knows he's a very dangerous opponent. He won't want to fall behind him any further.
Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. Throw on to first gets him, and that means the Cubs are down to their final out
right
now.
Fielder, number 6, Nick Castellanos.
Standing in, Nicholas Castellanos. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the 9th as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1. A ball hit hard to the left side, and he'll put this one away, and with that, the ball game is over.
Wow, talk about total dominance. 9 innings, only 2 hits allowed. That's about as good as it gets. This guy was as good in the 9th inning as he was in the first. So close to baseball history.
15-0 the final in this one. Colorado posted 15 runs in this one. Kyle Freeland is credited with the win. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney down on the field, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Thanks for watching MLB Network.
Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 29 minutes. Our paid attendance at Wrigley Field this afternoon, 41,649. As always, we thank you for your support of Chicago Cubs baseball and remind you to please drive home safely.